Well, good morning everybody, it's Rose, and today we're going to do something a little different. So today is the day that I start the daunting task of recording my stash. And I'm going to start with the first two folders in my stash, which is my completed projects. Now, I have my smaller completed projects in this stash, which is starting to get fairly large. And then I have my larger completed projects in the other stash. Of course, what I don't have here are the ones that I've given away. So for those, what I think I'll do is insert video from my post-completion videos. And if I can get them. If I can't, I'll insert still images. Let's start. Okay, so these are not in any particular order for now, and I'm just going to show you all of the ones. Okay, so this one here I call Pomegranate because it's a pomegranate. Now, I literally finished this one a week ago, something like that, and I really enjoyed it. I just did the post-completion video, so you can find that in my post-completion videos, which I will link up above here, and you can check out more detail on any of these videos. But I like the sparkle on it. The sun's not shining in my window yet this morning, so it's not sparkling a lot, but it has a tremendous amount of sparkle, and I really love it. All right, next is this one that I call Circles and Circles. It's a special shapes, and I had a lot of fun doing it. The canvas is a little bit wrinkled still. I should have probably ironed it, but I knew that I was never going to frame this thing. Like you can see, the canvas came folded. Well, it wasn't intentionally folded, but that's what happens in the bag packaging. Anyway, if I had planned to frame it, I would have ironed it before I started working on it. But it's just a pretty thing to keep around. All right, and then we have this one, which I call Blooming Epiphylium. And this is one of my very first. It might have been my very first, I don't know. But I loved it. I got it, I don't know, I think on Amazon or something like that. It's round, it's small, but it's really pretty. And from a distance, it looks pretty good. I still have the plastic to cover this one. I don't know why. I don't keep the plastic for any of my others, but this one I do. All right. Then I have this one, which I call Flowers in Bloom. And it is just another very pretty special shapes. I had fun with it. Nothing special. It was just fun to work on for a few hours. So this one here is Pastel Dragonfly #1. I have exactly the same picture in a round. This is square drills, and this is one of the most challenging diamond paintings I've ever had to do, because the popping was so bad. The popping drills on this were terrible. And so Artback Sticking Company, or Sticking Embroidery Company, is off of my list of companies that I will ever order from, because this diamond painting was so hard to do. Completed, it looks good. It doesn't look great. It looks pretty good. But I know where all of the bumps and ugliness are, where drills just couldn't fit and it had to be jammed in there. And anyway, so I don't love that one. All right. This is another very recent one. I call it Tropical Flowers #1. It's a round. I got it from Amazon. And I completed this in the last month or so. It was one of the projects that I worked on while I was staying with my father during his final illness. It's nice. Nothing overly remarkable. This I call Beautiful Nature View, and this was also one of my first diamond paintings. You know that because there's no label on it. I didn't name it or write the name on it. This one, I mean, it's nice. It's sparkly. It's what I didn't love about it was that the drills are not super, like they don't overlap. That's a good thing. But they're not super tight. Although, you know what? Looking at it now, they look pretty good. Now, there is an area here where there's a bit of a river in the wax, in the adhesive. Now, it looks like when I press it down, it seals. But I've got these other rivers that seem to be coming up here that weren't there when I was doing the diamond painting. So what up with that? I find that a little troubling. Anyway, it's a pretty image. Not one that I would get today. But again, because it was one of my earlier ones, I was all excited about all the diamond paintings that were available on Amazon, and because that's all I knew of at the time, and so I got it. All right, here's another very early diamond painting in my stash. It is called Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. I got this one, again, I think on Amazon, one of my very first ones. I love doing it, and that's what got me into diamond painting. This one and a couple of others that I'll be showing you. Do I love it now? Not so much. I've seen better ones, bigger ones. You know, size is everything, and this would be a lot prettier if it was bigger. Now this one here, I ran out of drills of one of these very light colors, and so it sat unfinished with little pieces of Scotch tape over top of the areas of the canvas that were missing drills for, I don't know, 6 months or more, until I got enough leftovers in my remainders that I was able to fill in that color, because the company on Amazon didn't actually send extra drills if you didn't have enough. What they did do was send me another painting for free, so that's okay. So this one here is also one of my early ones. I can't remember, 4-Season Tree, I think I call it. And again, I enjoyed doing it. And this one I actually had up on my easel for, months before I finally put it away. I don't love it. And again, the reason I don't love it is because it's not detailed enough. I think this would have been really pretty in a considerably bigger size, but this is the one I chose when I was little, when I was just a sprout of a diamond painter. Anyway, not what I would choose now. This image, however, is a pretty image. Now, as I'm going through my my stash of completed paintings, I'm pulling out the ones that I'm going to put in my favorites wrap up at the end, because because I didn't do this in advance. Okay, so this is one that I also did at my father's house. It's a round, and it's the 4 owls. I think a lot of people have probably seen them. It was okay to do. Like, it was good because I would work on one owl each day, and I think I finished it in 4 days. I don't know, about a year ago or so. And yeah, it's nice. No issues with it. The canvas was good. I mean, if you take a look at the back, the canvas is fine. Again, not enough detail because of the size, but it's not horrible. Okay, here's another one. I just ripped the plastic that I was still covering it with off. I don't need it. Okay, so this one here came to me pretty wrinkled, and I did not iron it or unwrinkle it in any way. This is another cheapie that I bought off of Amazon or eBay. I'm not sure which. Again, it was very early on because you don't see a label up in the corner. I did this one while I was on my cruise in the Arabian Sea last December. It was perfect for doing on a cruise. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It's round, and I don't buy round diamond paintings this size very much anymore. And I certainly wouldn't buy one that had the amount of detail that this one has in around this small. The detail actually comes out pretty well on the camera, but anyway, so that's that one. All right, this, I believe, was my first ever special shapes, and I really, really enjoyed doing this one. And I did a post-completion review, and it was very well received by my viewers as well. Now, what I did after I finished the post-completion review was to eliminate the stickiness, the residual stickiness of the adhesive around the drills that I placed. Was I covered it in baby powder and then rubbed all the baby powder off to the best of my ability. So the sticky in between is now no longer sticky, and I think if I were to polish it just a little bit, it would be super shiny once again. But it's a very, very pretty one. I'll never hang it. It is something that I might frame and give as a hostess gift or something like that. All right, here's another one that still has plastic on it. It's another round, and this one I completed in February of this year when I went to Winnipeg to support my friend Margaret when her sister passed away. I enjoyed doing it while I was there. I worked on it. It took me 4 days. I worked from the top down. It was an easy one to do on a small work area. I had like a TV table or a TV tray that I was working on, and this was fine. I got it done. Again, it doesn't have the most detail, but for a travel painting, it was great. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so this one here is another one of my early purchases, and I would still buy this diamond painting, not necessarily in this size. This is pretty small. Now, it turned out pretty well, and I still like it. The colors are beautiful. Now, I have bought this same image again, but I bought it in a larger size, like, I don't know, I think it was 40 by 50, and it is a crystal diamond painting. So I'm actually really looking forward to doing that, but it'll be down the path because I've already got one of them done. But it'll be a nice one to do when I'm feeling I need a burst of color. Okay, once again, this is one that I purchased very, very early on in my diamond painting. I started diamond painting in August of 2018, and this one I got about 2 weeks later in mid-September. And at that time I was buying diamond paintings and working on them and finishing them right away. So this one took me I got it partway through the day on the 14th and I finished it on the 16th. It's round. It's very pretty. I still kind of like it. I would still never put it up. Again, it's smaller than I would do now, but I like it. It's pretty. It's not one of my absolute favorites though. Okay. So this is a very recent one. I completed this one in August or September of 2019 while I was in London looking after my father. And it's a Nanjing Yuhao, which is the sister company of Laoji Yuan on AliExpress. Nanjing Yuhao sells their diamond paintings on Alibaba. And this was one that I had ordered a 40 by 50 and I got a 30 by 40 instead. The company made it right for me, but I think I would have liked this a little bit better in a bigger size. Now, it does sparkle beautifully in the sun. Unfortunately, sun's not shining right now, but this is a really pretty diamond painting. And I mean, I think you can see it looks really pretty even through the camera. One of the things I really like about it is that these silver drills that you see here, hold on, right there in the middle of your screen, those are, they're black resin drills, and they have been, the silvering on them is on the top instead of on the bottom. So you see those sprinkled throughout, and that gives a nice sheen to the painting at any time that you look at it. It doesn't have to be in direct light. It looks really pretty. Anyway, I like this. Yeah, I like it. It's a pretty diamond painting. Is it one of my absolute favorites? No, but I do like it quite a bit. All right, now we're moving into the slightly bigger ones in my small diamond painting folder. Okay, so this one here, I also finished recently while I was in London with my father. And I worked on it, let's see, I think I started it in July, and I worked on it for about a week while I was there. I got to about here on it, because I did the top. Got to about here on it, came back to London, went back a couple of weeks later, and finished it there. So this was done completely in London. And the artist on this work is Harriet Peck Taylor, and all of her all of her paintings, many of which have been made into diamond paintings, are, you know, very whimsical, sort of childlike, if you will, and I just love it. They're bright colors, all of that stuff. I just love it. For personal reasons, emotional reasons, this will be one of my favorite diamond paintings. Because it will always remind me of my father, because I worked on it while I was caring for him, as he was, dying. So for that reason, this will always be really, really important to me, and it'll be a special diamond painting for me, always. While I was working on it, there were a couple of little things that, well, one little thing that I did not like, and that is that the drills don't quite fit together. There was not a single popping drill on this, and the drills were really good quality, but as you see up here, I didn't do a great job lining them up, but partly that's because they're not all the same size, and you can actually see between the drills the grid lines. So I've noticed that that's something that some diamond painting companies are doing to avoid popping drills, which I commend them for. They are making some of their drills just a wee bit too small, so they don't fit together. It's not a big problem with most of the colors, but in the light colors, like these creams and so forth, it is a problem, because you can see the dark grid lines through the drills, and you can't get like perfect lines. So if you're like a perfect lines person, it's going to be a bit of an issue for you. So like I said, love the image, I wish the drills were just that teensy tiny bit bigger. And I'm concerned that all of my diamond paintings from Uyigia will have the same problem. This is the only one I've done so far, but I will be doing some others probably in the new year, and at that point I'll be able to assess whether it is a problem with all of the Uyigia or whether I just got a little unlucky with this one. All right, this is my one and only Diamond Art Club diamond painting. It's got a hair on it. Okay. Oh, and I just noticed I've got a diamond that's upside down here. I'll fix that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have to glue that in because I think I did I Tombow this? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But I think I'm gonna have to glue that in or else it's gonna fall out. Anyway, I mean, it's a very pretty diamond painting, a little on the dark side, you know, I'm not sure I love the olive. I have seen this diamond painting in another store's lineup, and I actually liked it better in that other store. I saw it last night and I thought, ooh, that's better. It doesn't, I don't know. This one here I think is just too green. And all of her skin tones are green. Like I noticed that while I was doing it, all the skin tones are green. There's just so much green. I don't love this one at all. So that has a lot to do with why I'm never going to buy another Diamond Art Club painting. Okay, so this is another one that I completed relatively recently. Now I learned a lesson while completing this one and a few others that I did. I covered this one in polyurethane, but I didn't get crystal clear. So what you see is that the polyurethane has yellowed, and I don't think it really harms the look of the diamond painting, quite honestly. But I do notice it on the canvas around the edges, which I'll cut off when I go to frame it. This is for my friend Dawn, and I think it's pretty. It would have been spectacular, except that this one and the next one I'm going to show you were unbelievable popping drills. And so I had to seal this as I went. So every 3 inches, when I finished working on every 3 inches, and sometimes I'd just work on half, like I've got my mark here for, you know, where I worked on one smaller section, and then I'd seal it. And then I'd come back to it the next day, work on another section, seal it. Because the drills, when I didn't seal them at the end of every session, I'd come back and there would be drills that had literally popped off of the canvas. And I had to go looking for them on the floor or on the table. This was terrible. And it's unfortunate because before all the Tombow and then before the final coat of polyurethane, this diamond painting sparkled like crazy. It looked really good, but it absolutely needed sealing to keep the diamonds on it. And it looks like I haven't lost any diamonds. Like I put a really heavy coat of polyurethane on here, but that much coating on the diamonds, you know, the Tombow and then the polyurethane, that it doesn't make, look, it's still sparkly a little bit, but look how stiff it is. Like it's crazy stiff. This canvas would break if I tried to fold it or roll it. Okay, so now I'm down to the last one in this folder, and this is my stained glass flower. Well, I'll put it this way. Oops. Stained glass flower, and again, it's another Huacan? No, it's paint. It's either Huacan or Paint with Diamonds. I think it might be Paint with Diamonds. Both of them are from the same company. And I'll never buy from Paint with Diamonds again because of the popping drills nightmare that I had with this. And once again, I mean, I can see, looking at it from a distance, that the drills are uneven. Now this one here, I think, yeah, I sealed this one as I went, same as the other, but I did it differently. So I would seal 3 inches with Tombow Mono Aqua glue, and then I would rub off with a wet cloth. I would rub off as much of the Tombow as I could so that there was just Tombow in the crevices between the drills, and then leave it to dry, and then come back to it the next day, do the next section, Tombow it, clean it all off, and then put it back. I think that ended up being a better effect. And then I put the polyurethane over top of it all. Again, you can see that the polyurethane has yellowed the canvas here, which means that it has yellowed the diamond painting a little bit. I don't think the diamond painting suffers from that. Like, I don't think the look of the diamond painting has been hurt by a little tiny bit of yellow, so I'm not fussed. But this probably would have been one of my favorites if it hadn't been such a pain in the butt to do. So I did pull out 4 favorites from this folder, which I'm going to save for the end, and I'll show you those at the end. So that's the first folder, my smaller works that I've completed, and now I'm just going to set that aside, and I'm going to get my larger works folder out. I really like the effect of this. I might have liked whiter whites, but you don't really get white whites with pebble diamond paintings. Just simply because you can't get the crystals to be pure white. But I think it looks really, really nice, and I quite like it. Okay, so this one here I call the Golden Mermaid. Let's see if I can get it all in. If I have to, oh, okay, I'm going to have to angle the camera a little bit to get the whole thing in. All right, so this is the Golden Mermaid. I really enjoyed doing this one. It is a round diamond painting, also fairly early in my diamond painting experience. I loved working on this. I probably should have it in amongst my favorites. But it's on the edge of being a favorite. So I think I'm going to leave it off for now. So now I'm just going to insert some either images or footage of some of my completed works that I've given away. So the first one will be the Olive Trees by Vincent van Gogh. That was one that I bought from Paint with Diamonds. I gave it to my ex-husband's aunt just last summer when I was over there for dinner. Like I say, diamond paintings make great hostess gifts. This next one I'm going to show you is what I call Swamp Party, and this is one that I purchased from Paint with Diamonds. And I gave it to one of my best friends, Carolyn, and I have a clip of that I'm just showing over top of this video. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you is the Golden Moon Fairy, and I have a clip that I never posted of me giving it to my dad, and so I'm just going to insert that. Now, Dad, tell me what you think of it. But you tell me what you think of it, because I forgot to turn on the camera before. What do you think of it?
The best present I ever received in my life.
Oh, come on, that can't be true. Maybe one other present was better than this.
Not that I remember.
Oh, so you like it?
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
What I can't understand is how anyone have patience to spend so much time to make a thing like this.
Well, that's something I have in abundance, is patience.
Yes. But that's fantastic, really fantastic. It's amazing. I don't understand.
Yeah. And you know, like it's all right. And then I have what I call the green peacock. It's a special shapes, and I did it. I enjoyed it. I'll insert here part of the video that I shot of me giving it to my friend Carol Ann. And I used double-sided tape to stick the diamond painting to the mat. And then I took some leftover crystal drills, and they're champagne color because I didn't have enough of the silver ones. And I just put a border of crystal drills around it. So there you go. That's the French peacock all framed up. And that's my friend Carol Ann, who you guys have all heard about.
I'm the English peacock.
The English peacock. There you go. All right. I didn't shoot the whole video for some reason. I was so excited giving it to her that I forgot to press play or press record at the beginning. So I only got the second part. I didn't get her reaction. And that now brings us to the part of my video that is my all-time favorites. Now, as you saw from the title page, I have dedicated this video to my patron, Cathy Anderson. She asked me to go through my stash of completed paintings and pull out my 3 or 4 absolute favorites and explain why I loved them more than anything else. Now, I also have a viewer named Artbee, who is not a patron, but who a very long time ago asked me to update my stash video, which I last shot in February of 2019. And so I'm mixing the two. And so the first part of this video was for Artbee. The second part of this video is for Cathy. Okay, so I'm going to bring you back one that on second thought is one of my favorites. And that's Circles and Circles number 2. I adored doing this diamond painting. It was fun. It's pretty as anything. And when I was going through my book of completed diamond paintings, because I keep a hard copy, I picked it out. And so I'm going to give this one one of my favorite statuses. Okay, so that will be my first favorite. Unfortunately, you can't see how it sparkles, but it sparkles like crazy. It was fun to do. The only problem was this canvas was a little bit wrinkled, but I don't care. I don't plan to frame it. I just really, really like it. All right. So my next favorite is going to be this one, which I call Poppies, and it was my first crystal drill diamond painting. I can't remember where I bought it. On AliExpress. It was my 44th diamond painting, actually. And I'd never done a crystal drill before. I saw Natalia Simpson doing this one, and she just looked like she was having so much fun, and so I decided to do it. And I was using a 3-placer to start off here. You can see where, you know, it's kind of crooked. And then I realized, why am I wasting any of the pleasure that I would get out of doing this crystal diamond painting drill by drill? So I stopped using a multi-placer, and I used just a single placer for the rest of the diamond painting. And I have never looked back. I still do all of my crystal drills one drill at a time. And this is still one of my favorite. crystal drills, and it's one of my favorite diamond paintings of all time because it was so much fun to do. So the next diamond painting that I'm going to tell you about as one of my favorites is what I call the green tile mandala. And this is a special shapes. It's one of the first special shapes I did. Can't remember exactly. It was my 133rd diamond painting. And like I say, one of my early special shapes. And I just loved the way it turned out. I did a video of it sparkling in the sun, and it was just about blinding, even on camera. It's not sparkling now so much because I don't have direct sunlight coming in my window, but that's okay. It's still one of my favorites. It's very pretty. This one, I might yet frame. I might, if I can find a little corner for it. I have to fill up the big parts of my walls first, and then I'll decide where to put little things. All right, another one of my favorites is the Ethnic Beauties that I did a post-completion review on just recently. I did this one while I was in London with my father. It was a joy to do. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And even though I usually don't like the smaller sizes, this one works for me. I love it. Okay, everybody, so we're down to my top 5 favorite diamond paintings. And so number 5 is the green tree. So this is a round diamond painting that I got from eBay, and I worked on it last December while I was on my cruise. I loved doing this, and I love the effect. And I have in my shopping cart on AliExpress a number of iterations of this, because this artist did a bunch of different trees very similar to this that are available with other diamond painting companies and in larger sizes, and I think that it will look amazing. I love trees, so this here, absolutely one of my top favorites. So now that takes us to number 4. And number 4 is one that I've given away. I'm inserting a clip from my post-completion of that diamond painting. It is, and I'll put a little clip of the final product. This one here is an Ever Moment, and it is beautiful. It was my first Ever Moment. It is definitely not my last Ever Moment. I just bought 3 more customs, and I loved everything about this. The diamonds are perfect. They snap together. They fit so perfectly that they have a beautiful snapping sound when you click them together. The canvas was perfect. The shipping was perfect. The adhesive was perfect. Everything about this was perfect. And so quite apart from the image, which I think is gorgeous, this is one of my all-time favorite diamond paintings to work on. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Okay, my next diamond painting, and this is my number 3. Okay, so it took me a while because I had to decide, is this number 3 or is this number 2? I'm going to say this is number 3. And I'll tell you why when I get to number 2. So this is the Japanese princess. And it's one of my larger ones. In fact, I think it's the largest that I've finished so far. It's 60 by 90. It's not the largest that I have in my stash, however. And I loved everything about working on this. It was such a joy to work on her. The colors are exquisite. The drills are perfect. The adhesive is fantastic. There were no popping drills. The canvas was in perfect condition. Like there's not a single fold or bend or crease anywhere. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. It had a nice number of colors, but it wasn't excessive. You know, like I wasn't forever switching colors, but you know, I mean, there's a reasonable number of colors here. And this is something that I just want to say, I do get excited about my diamond paintings from Royal Diamond Painting because they do focus on maximum color, right? So you get a lot of color, but you don't need a lot of different colors. Like you don't need 50 or 60 different colors to get an amazing effect with a diamond painting. And this one here is an example. In fact, all of my top 3 are all examples of that, to me, fact that you don't need many, many, many colors to get a beautiful effect for a diamond painting. All right, so that's the Japanese princess. I love to look at her. She will definitely get framed. Number 2 is another diamond painting that I've given away. This one I gave away to my daughter, Madeline, and it's the Golden Dragon. I bought this one on Etsy. This one is also 90 by 60. I'd forgotten that because when I look at it, it doesn't look that huge, but it is that huge. I really, really enjoyed doing this. This was the first large diamond painting that I got. I didn't know what I was getting into. And so I loved working on it for 2 reasons. One, it was for my daughter, so it was a labor of love. But second, I loved the colors. I loved the dragon. I loved everything about it. Now, there were some popping drills, so I had to seal that one as I went as well. But that was, I think, the first one that I ever had to seal as I went. And so it didn't bother me all that much. I got this one in October of last year and started it essentially right away and finished it a month later and gave it to my daughter for her birthday this March. And yeah, it was great. So much so that I got another diamond painting, a huge one, like bigger than 90 by 60. It's 80 by it's 80 by 110, and it is the same dragon in different colors and with a woman standing beside it. And anyway, so I'm looking forward to doing that someday when I'm feeling crazy. So that only leaves us with my number 1 favorite diamond painting. And it's not even a question what it is. Although it is a question whether this will remain my favorite after I do another one that's in my stash right now. This is Cat Tapestry number 1. This is a 60 by 75 square drill diamond painting. It is one of my early ones. This is my 6th diamond painting that I ever ordered. And I loved working on it. This might have been my 2nd square drill diamond painting. I got it on eBay. Yes, so at this time I was still ordering only from Amazon and eBay because I didn't even know AliExpress existed. And I lucked out and I got a supplier who sent me, you know, a fantastic canvas. There were no wrinkles, there was nothing, there was no rivers, nothing. Well, there were some rivers. Look at here. Okay, but you can't really see that on the canvas. I don't think you can see it on the canvas. Anyway, I love this diamond painting so much. So this is another one that I will be getting framed eventually. I need to get a custom sized frame for it. And so I'll do that, and then I'll get the thing framed and up in my house. I actually hope to have the whole, well, maybe not the whole series of cat tapestries, but I have a few of the cat tapestries that I think are absolutely gorgeous that match this one, and well, match it for intricacy, interest, etc. And so I'm hoping that I can have like a series of cat tapestries that that I have hung up in my condo. So there you go. So that's it. That is my completed diamond paintings so far and my favorite diamond paintings. So Artbee, I hope you enjoyed this first part of my stash update. And Cathy, I hope you enjoy seeing my favorite diamond paintings. And I would love to get everyone's comments on what you saw today. What do you think? Did you have the same favorites as me? Should I have kept the Golden Mermaid in with my favorites? I'm looking at her now and thinking she probably should be in the favorites. Anyway, there you go. That's it, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I will be back to you with the next part of my stash update video. I want to thank all of my patrons, especially Cathy Anderson today, for your financial support to me and to my channel. I love the fact that I'm able to make videos for my patrons that are special to them. And this is the first patron requested video that I've made. I will be making more in the coming weeks. And I look forward to other requests from patrons. For all of my viewers, I want to say thank you so very much for taking the time to come back and visit with me all the time. My subscribers, you are my lifeblood. You give me the desire to continue making beautiful diamond paintings for you and to buy diamond paintings that I can review for you and let you know whether you want to buy one based on what you think of my unboxings and so forth and my post completions. So do please come back to my channel frequently. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.